Okay, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. The last episode, you remember, we took off from Kerbin, and we're making our way to Duna. As you can see, I've made a few maneuvers, and I actually had a small problem. I went to load a quick save and realized I had not made one in quite a long time. But fortunately, I was able to recover all the information lost, and I actually only had to redo the beginning part of the mission. But I wasn't going to film that this time, because it was pretty much the exact same thing. So, let's get ourselves into a Duna orbit. I'm thinking we might have enough to make a aerobrake maneuver. We'll find out very shortly. And then we can go ahead and set up for our landing approach. Now, one thing you might notice is that it looks almost like we're coming in right at the equator. And that was from all my little maneuvers. That's this blue line here, not the purple one. Basically, you have to know your compass. 180 is south and 0 is north. So every 90 degrees is a different direction. So what I found out is if you burn in those directions, you can set your orbit to be into the equatorial range that you need. So hopefully that'll help people that are watching this and wondering how you're getting the encounters like that where they come right across the equator. I was getting it before where I was coming up and over the periaps at a 180 degree instead of a 0 marker. I was basically going into a polar orbit instead of an equatorial orbit. Hopefully we can get this orbit done today, and we will go ahead and finish up. The reason I wanted to hurry up and get this launched and at least in an orbit around Duna is because 0.23 is coming out this Tuesday, because right now it's Saturday, and this coming Tuesday will be 0.23, and I didn't want this floating around in space for the Kraken to come and try to eat it. I'm going to have to clean up the orbit around Kerbin as well, because I had to let a bunch of space debris just sit there while I hurried and rushed and got this back into orbit. But I'll do all that off camera so that way you don't have to be bored with that part. You only have to be bored with the I'm going into an orbit. Ooh, let me slow down here. Okay, let's see here. So if I go to prograde, I thought I was coming in at the equator or equatorial. Let's go ahead and come on, get over here. 90 degrees would be east. Oh, no, we want west. We want west. So, first go ahead and pull this. Let's raise that up a little bit. And we'll go ahead and drop it south. We're at north right now. We want south. So we'll roll at a 180 degree marker. Don't want to come in at the pole. Let me do this when you come down to 45. Uh-oh. Okay, we are gonna smash into the planet if I don't fix this right away. So... let's do just the opposite. Let's take north and go. Just get above 40,000. Okay, well, I thought I understood how this worked, but apparently not. So if I take south at over, let's try to get ourselves into an aero brake. Oops. You know what? No. Let's go ahead and drop that back down. Okay, well, that should put us somewhere. As long as it's over, okay. It's oops, here. Focus is Duna. Okay. So our periapsis is there. Let's see. I want to try to aero brake, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So... let's go ahead and just do that. That'll give us a decent enough orbit that we can work with. Okay. So we need a 4-minute and 20-second burn or a 4-minute or 2-minute and 11-second burn. So let's get ourselves into position. And what I mean by that is we'll be burning at the 2-minute and 11-second mark. And that should get us pretty close to where we need to be. Okay, let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice shot of Duna and Ike. I just want to make sure that we're not going to... okay, Ike's going to pass. Okay, that's all I needed to know, is that we're not going to hit Ike. I like Ike, but I don't think I want to crash into it right anytime soon. So We'll go ahead and speed up time a little more. Get ourselves down there. And then that will be the end of this video. Hopefully it'll be the end of the video. Ooh. We are getting close to our marker time. And just to give you an outside shot, there's Duna. In fact, we'll go ahead and take our quick little screen capture. And just so that way we have our picture ready. It'll be one of two. And then I'll go ahead and make up the thumbnail for the video. Hopefully these are coming across pretty good and clear. 30 minutes. Hopefully. I suppose while I'm right here, I might as well pull this up. Eve Moho Kerbin. There we go. That's what I wanted to know. Gives me, alright, that's perfect. That's what I wanted to know. So yes, I can use protractor away from there. So I may have to take and set a probe down somewhere and put protractor on it. Okay. 3 minutes. And that'll be our time right there. Let's go ahead and get ourselves positioned. Since we want to be able to see something other than map view. And we will punch it. Now we'll work down our time a little bit. Ooh, well, that should be alright. A few seconds late shouldn't be bad. All that messing around now in space, I burned a lot of fuel, but that's okay. This tug will not be returning to Kerbin anytime soon. This will be basically a rendezvous tug. When the manned mission comes, this tug will rendezvous with the other tug, dumping all of its fuel and most of its RCS into it. And then it'll plummet itself into Duna, destroying itself. That way there's no space debris. Or I may just say that there was a predetermined incendiary device that blows up anything and everything on the tug, causing it to become a non-factor in space. But that's more of an RP thing than anything else. You can see we are bringing our escape around, going to make a nice beautiful orbit. At some point. Ooh, big red ball. I do love Duna. It's red coloring. It reminds me so much of Mars. Let's go ahead and just keep ourselves on target. We're going to have these two fuel tanks full of fuel yet. a nice sunrise over Duna. Halfway through our burn. And we now have an orbit with Duna. Huzzah! And once we have a really decent enough orbit, I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. And hopefully that will be that. Ooh, we have an Ike encounter. Okay, no we don't. We have another Ike encounter. Ike is actually tidally locked into Duna, so yeah. So basically when you get encounters like that, it's because this moon is exactly the right distance from the planet, that no matter where this is, we'll be at the exact same location every time. Which is kind of a neat concept. Okay, we're almost there. Come on, Jiffy. Now, I'm leaving this at an awkward angle, mostly because I'd kind of like to land somewhere in here. And I want to get that down. I'm going to leave this at a rather awkward orbit, mostly for my later missions. Hopefully, the manned mission will be soon. Okay. We are actually a little shallow there and a little high here, but that's, you know what, we're going to call it good. Let's go ahead and add a maneuver. Oops, we want to bring ourselves up and make it kind of a good angle. We a 40-second burn, so we'll do 20 seconds on either side. And then we will get ready to drop our rover. But this will be the last burn for this episode. And if you like what you've seen, any comments, questions, concerns, they go below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And give me feedback on anything that I could do to improve these videos. The feedback's the only way I know what's going on with what you're seeing. I realize my voice probably isn't coming across as clear as it could, and that's partially because of my own vocal problems and the microphone issues I have. So we'll go ahead and get this lined up. Go ahead and punch it in there. Go ahead and come on. Give us some candy. Kind of reminds me of a giant Tim Hortons Timbit when you look at it from this view. Okay, we're going to go ahead and exit out of there. It's not a pretty orbit, but you know what? It will do. So, until next time, guys, I will see you later.